against the blitz. He's going to be sacked. Chris Jones comes off the right side. Right side throw. It's caught. 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown. Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, and it is good. Here comes a rush, and he's going to go down. George Karlaftis.
The 2025 season has been unique. The Chiefs are now 6-5, winning a game that they've not been able to win until today. The first lead of the game for the Chiefs was when the ball went over the crossbar and through the uprights to win 23-20 in overtime against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. This win, as far as a regular season win, different than last year's close games. This one is different, especially with what the Chiefs faced.
Yeah, this felt like a playoff game here today, with their backs up against the wall, when the challenge was greatest, when nothing was going their way, being down 11 points in the fourth quarter and fumbling the ball away in the red zone. And the Colts, who have been maybe the best team in football this year, they have the ball and they're ready to close this thing out. The Chiefs said, you know what, we're not going to stop fighting in this game. We're going to keep fighting every single second. And look at this result. This win feels pretty good here today. I'm proud of our guys.
Well, at 20-9, the fumble at the 6-yard line, Colts have the ball. But that's when things started, because the Chiefs defense on the last 3 possessions of the fourth quarter and in overtime, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And this is with the NFL's best running back.
The Colts have 13 3 and outs all season coming into today. They had the lowest 3 and out rate in the NFL by far. And yeah, they go 3 and out on their final 4 possessions in this game. Let's run through the yardage totals on those possessions. That very first one after the fumble, they gained -2 yards. The next possession, 7 yards. The next possession, 1 yard. And their possession in overtime, 7 yards. That equals 13 total yards on their final 4 possessions. This offense, talking about the Colts, has been the best offense in football by every single metric you can look up. They've been unbelievable. They're averaging 3.2 points per drive this year. Best since the 2007 Patriots. Well, they had 20 points on 11 drives here today and 0 on their final 4. Incredible effort by this Chiefs defense.
They were averaging, the Colts, 32 points a game. That's the best since the 04 Peyton Manning Colts. The Chiefs, and the Chiefs handed them 1 touchdown after the interception by Latu on the tip pass. Now let's go to the offensive side. The Chiefs entered this game after 10 weeks with no 100-yard rusher and no 100-yard receiver. That ended today. Remember on field pass. You asked me about Kareem Hunt. And I said, Kareem Hunt, if this season is going to turn, if the Chiefs are going to win this game, and I looked over the shoulder, Kareem Hunt is going to have a gigantic impact on this game. And he had exactly that.
He has 30 carries for 104 yards here today, and a touchdown, of course. And he kept fighting this entire game. He kind of epitomizes the fight of this team throughout, right? Where he has that fumble in the red zone, and things aren't looking good for the Chiefs, to say the least. And he says, you know what? I'm going to keep fighting. As long as there's time on this clock, the Chiefs are in this game. And that's something that I was talking about all week long. Like, yeah, things haven't gone our way this season for the most part, but the Chiefs have the arrowhead on the side of their helmet. They have players that have been in these moments over and over again. Kareem being one of those. He found a way here today, and man, how awesome was he?
And on his touchdown, when he dove, that's after the fumble, he put his shoulder pad right into the teeth of that Colt defender. He was not going to be denied. Now, Rashee Rice was incredible. When you look at what he did to come alive in the fourth quarter of this game, in the first half, like 9 yards, and then the second half, including a 47-yarder, Rice took the game over.
So he finishes with 8 catches for 141 yards, plus that 2-point conversion. Don't forget about that. That won't show up in the stat sheet. He has 2 third-down conversions in this game. He has a 47-yard catch from the 3-yard line on the game-tying drive, a 19-yarder on 4th down on that same drive, then, of course, the 21-yarder on the game-winning drive, where she just came up big over and over and over again. And the Colts had a good plan. I'll give him credit. But in the second half, where she was like, I'm going to win some of these matchups. And man, he sure did.
You play fantasy football. We love the NFL, but sometimes it just boils down to grabbing a bucket of guts.
Yes, sir.
And that's what the Chiefs did in this game to win it 23-20 in overtime. Now let's get reaction from the podium.
All right. Great effort. Appreciate the fans. They're phenomenal this afternoon. Loud, which was important, especially down the stretch there. And there was still some blue up there, and they just rounded them out, which was great. As far as the injuries go, Trey Smith hurt his ankle. Caliendo came in and did a nice job for him, but we'll see how it is as days go forward. Roland Wallace hurt his lower back. Again, we'll just see how it goes this week. And then Noah got hit in the head, and so he'll go through evaluations there. So we'll see how that goes. I thought both offense and defense did a great job. Special teams came through when we needed them, and we had a few penalties there that we got to clean up. Likewise, on the offensive side, we had some penalties there that we got to take care of. Again, in crucial situations. The one positive on that was the guys kept going, kept punching, and we were able to kind of smooth it out a little bit and get rid of some of the mistakes, and did a great job there. I thought Spags had a nice plan defensively against one of the best offenses in the National Football League, one of the top offenses, and then Nags had a phenomenal plan. Both of them did a great job calling the plays and knocking that out. It was tremendous. So, and then individual efforts. I mean, Kareem was dusted off and got over 100 yards, which was incredible. I'm proud of him for that. Rice, over 100 yards, 141 yards. 2-point conversion was huge there. Kels had a big day with some big catches there. And then Pat was on fire for a 300-yard game. So Xavier, likewise, played his tail off out there. He had a little bit of a sore ankle, and he just battled through it. Did a nice job. And then defensively, the yardage, when you start looking at the yardage here and the time of possession, they didn't have the ball much, and because the defense was getting the guys off the field and onward. So I was proud of that. Tranquil had a couple nice stops there, one in overtime in particular. Anyway, all the 2 for 4 in the red zone. I mean, it goes on and on. 5 or 12 for third downs. And then Bucker ended it. He had 5 field goals today, and then a big one right there at the end. We tried to, we were able to get it in there, not because of him. I mean, we were confident that he can kick it out further, but we were kind of dual rolling it, using up some time in case something were to happen. We wouldn't give them much time there, and then finish the game off with the win. So with that, time's yours.
It really felt like Patrick settled in the second half. What do you think changed?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he kept firing, which the great ones do. Nags dialed up some stuff, and I thought just we're right in his wheelhouse, and he did a great job with all that. And Joe Blameyer, and I mean, all the guys contributed on it, but the coordinator was on fire today, so he did a good job.
How important is Rice what you want to do, especially when you're able to get in space?
Yeah, he's real good. Yeah, he's a great player. They all are. I mean, they've all got potential to do great things. But listen, we're glad he's back, and he's big and he's strong, fast, all that stuff. Tough to bring down. He pushed through. He was tired there, so he pushed through, and I thought he did a nice job.
It seemed like you committed more to the run this game. Kareem Hunt went over 100 yards, as you mentioned. What does it say about your offensive effort?
Yeah, I thought the line was controlling things there pretty good, and which was important. We were getting positive yards on first down, which was good. We ran a little bit on second down, likewise. And Coach Heck puts all that together. I mean, that's his deal. So he did a great job schematically with it, and they were dialed up, and the guys executed them.
What do you say about your defense being able to shut them down 4 consecutive drives there?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was great. That helped win the game for us, right? So, and like I said, the part I liked the best was the support the guys gave each other, and I thought that was important. Nobody flinched on it. It wasn't hanging their head. None of that wasn't happening. They came out and they played, and they did it when it counted.
This was Jonathan Taylor's second worst output of the season. I guess just how
Yeah, he's a great player now. One of Wisconsin's finest right there, man. He's a heck of a football player. So our guys did a nice job of wrapping him up. You saw a couple of those where he bounces off, and then he's had quite a few of those this season and per game. So yards after the contact. So you've got to really focus on wrapping him up and getting him on the ground. I thought our guys did that and did it well.
Coach, your team seemed to play with a few injuries today, and they played through it. Rashee Rice, Kareem Hunt. What does it say about the character of your team that they won the
Yeah, that's the part I appreciate as a coach the most, just the attitude. It's a compliment to the players, it's a compliment to the coaches, the support from our building. Nobody has been hanging their head and going, "Oh no, it's over." That's not been the mentality within our building. So that's everybody. Everybody had a piece of that. So, and that carried over to the field. Yeah.
Thank you.
Takes the snap at his belt. Retreating, now throws it late. Caught by Rice, snags it out of the air at the 35. Stays on his feet, cuts back, goes down left shoulder first at the Colt 25-yard line. It is an 18-yard catch and run by Rashee Rice after he had a 47-yarder, snagging the ball out of the sky.
The Chiefs came into this game and did not have a 100-yard rusher or a 100-yard receiver all year until today. Kareem Hunt goes over a hundo in running, but this guy was phenomenal in the fourth quarter. What was the difference in the fourth quarter for you to explode in this game? Rashee Rice, by the way.
I would just say down in a little bit. Having leaders like Trav really, it really means a lot when he comes to me and, really telling me he needed me to, just take a little step forward and just dial in a little bit more. And, we were able to execute and come together and, finish as a team.
Series of plays here. Your 47-yarder backed up. What happened on that play, and how'd you get open, and walk us through it?
We ran that play a lot today. I just, put all my hope into 1-5 making the pass, and he put all his hope into me to make the catch, and we execute like we execute in practice.
Mentally and emotionally, though, to stay strong, even Kareem fumbles at the 6, down 20-9, fourth quarter. What about staying strong in every phase?
We're one team. We're all in the same uniform. We know that in order to finish a football game, a great football game, you got to come together, you got to be a team, you got to finish together, finish strong.
One thing that could be overlooked was the two-point conversion. Walk us through that play and the making sure you got within 3.
Yeah, everybody's selling the over route. And, I saw the over route as well, but I was able to snap it back out and, just kind of found space in order for Pat to see me and for me to see him. And, we just kind of, play backyard football.
Backyard football in fourth quarter was exciting and in overtime. Yes. Rashee Rice again in big day today. What does this do now to propel this team and the shot of adrenaline it takes into this short week?
It does a lot. Our back was against the wall just the start of this game, and for us to be able to come out and finish as strong as we did, knowing that we can stick together through a full game, 4 quarters, it means a lot. We know we got a short week, but it just built our confidence to be able to go to Dallas and look forward to our next opponent.
I mentioned how big it is for Pat to go back there to play. Same with you, North Richland Hills. What about playing Thanksgiving against the Cowboys?
It's great. Like I said, it's another opponent in front of us. I have a lot of family out there in Dallas. And I went to SMU. Pony up, baby, always. Hey, pony up, baby. But, it's great. Everybody's out there. We got a lot of support out there, but it's going to be the same thing. As long as the team stick together, we're going to make sure we put on the show, make sure we're the ones eating the turkey at the end of the game.
You were powerful today. You were incredible today when it mattered the most. Go get him in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
You going to spend your whole game check on tickets?
Probably.
He's going home, too.
Yes,
Rashee Rice, huge day today as the Chiefs win it in overtime.
This is exactly what we needed. To win against a really good football team and the game's not going your way, you could have folded in that situation and kind of been kind of the rest of the season. The guys responded and then found a way to win on every single unit. Offense, we found a way at the end. Defense stood tall multiple times to give us chances, and then Harrison and Ariza did a great job flipping the field and making field goals. So we needed a win like this, and now let's just try to build off of it. I think guys it's kind of an urgency thing. I mean, obviously you want to be urgent, but it was do or die type thing where you had to make something happen, and guys made plays happen throughout the entire team. It wasn't one person. It was everybody. Everybody made plays in the biggest moments, and we found a way to win.
Patrick, obviously the last drive a week ago is what seemed to listen with you. What about this last drive really stands out?
Yeah, I mean, the one in overtime, I thought I did a good job just going through my reads and not just being the quarterback that I need to be for that moment, not trying to do too much. And a couple of those throws, the one to Xavier, not my necessarily first read, but just sitting in the pocket, making the throw. The one to Rasheed, kind of similar thing where it wasn't necessarily clean, but just gave a guy a chance to make a play happen. And that I got to be that guy in order for us to win, and I thought I did a better job of that today.
And then the last one, regulation, obviously you had the two big plays for Rasheed, one on fourth down, and it's a long game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy who stepped up and made plays happen, you know. He's got the mentality of he wants to be great, and he wants to be that guy in that moment. And whenever they had a lot of attention on Travis, I mean, obviously, and to have another guy step up and make plays, Rasheed kind of in that fourth quarter and in overtime, and then Xavier as well, you got to have that. And in order for us to get to where we want to be at.
Patrick, how much is Xavier just battling? What does it show about, getting through it to make it?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to be out there, you know. I mean, he's not in the perfect shape right now as far as, the shoulder and then the ankle and the foot and kind of all that different type of stuff. But he's a competitor. He's someone that wants to be on the football field, and so he's going to do whatever he can to make plays happen in the biggest moments. And we called his number there at the end, and he made the play happen. And so that it speaks to him. Just continue to battle in through his injuries, and no one's in the healthiest right now, but at the same time, man, he's dealing with a lot, and he's going out there and still playing good football.
Patrick, when it came to Green High, the lean on the 30 carries that he had this game, just how much was that beneficial for your offense, especially late in the game where you're trying to ball?
Yeah, I didn't know it was 30, but he's a warrior, man. He truly is. I've known that since the day I met him, and I thought it was awesome to see how he just responded over and over again. If a run got stuffed, the next run he'd get 5-6 yards, battle through tackles, break tackles, and then the offensive line took it upon themselves to get that push that we needed, and that speaks a ton to the people that we have up front, and then him and the way he's able to run the football.
Did you see how it opened up the passing game too, especially?
Yeah, 100%. Whenever you're able to run the football like that, it makes defenses come up, and then you can hit some of these deeper throws down the field that we did at the end there. So it's something that we continue to get better at. It's a short week. We got to learn from this film and move on quickly. But I'm glad that we were able to get a win and going into this short week.
After that 4th and 3, I think Noah just had gotten hurt, so you got some time on the sideline. Can you just take me through the discussions and you guys trying to get the perfect play there?
Yeah, no, it was a great play call. I mean, I thought it kind of speaks to what I was talking about with Travis. They did whatever they could to take Travis away because he's kind of that guy in that moment. But it got Rasheed open. And so I actually left the ball a little too high, but he showed his athleticism and went up and got it. But thankfully for us, Noah's doing all right. And then we were able to keep going and find a way to get the win.
Very simply, how important is Rasheed to everything you guys went up to do?
Yeah, I mean, he's able to catch the ball and make yards after catch. I mean, all of these play calls that he caught, they weren't necessarily he was the first read. We call shots down the field, and they wanted to take the shots away down the field, and you can hit him at 18, 20 yards, and all of a sudden that's 40 yards, that's 30 yards, and then you can hit him on a shallow cross, and he gets the big first down, he gets 10, 15 yards. And so he does a lot, you know. He can beat you down the field, but he also can beat you intermediate, and he's going to continue to get better and better as we continue to get more and more reps this season.
Sam?
Patrick, after the fumble, you guys are down 11, fourth quarter there. What's the energy on the sideline like?
I mean, obviously the energy is not good, but I thought it was really cool to not only see our defense stand tall in that moment. That was a huge drive, and then to stand tall and just kind of take it upon themselves to say, we got to get a stop right now. And then there was like a feeling that you had in Arrowhead. You could see the fans kind of were behind us. Like they didn't kind of hang their heads because it was a fumble. They said that we're going to be with y'all through the end, through this all. And I thought that was really cool. And you could kind of feel that momentum kind of swing in our favor, even after a bad play for us. So I'm glad that happened here because I thought that really did change the outcome of the game.
There's obviously work to do after that, but the 3 and out there, just the way they did it, it's almost a safety in that moment. Are you guys able to feed off that?
Yeah, 100%. And you could feel the energy. I'm telling you, you could feel the energy of the defense, the stadium, and it was kind of that we're not going to lose this game. We're gonna find a way to win, even though everything hasn't gone our way to this moment. We're gonna find a way to get a stop here, get y'all the ball, give y'all another chance, and we were able to make it work. And then even in going into the fourth quarter, obviously we want to end with a touchdown. They got a stop, big stop. The defense gets out there immediately, gets a stop for us, and gives us another chance to go down the field. So it was a true team effort. It was a special moment, and I'm glad that we were able to win that game. And now we're going to have to build on that through the rest of the season.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, just about the overall stuff. Just what do you feel like that collectively did for the offense to give you guys an opportunity to only need a field goal to win?
Yeah, obviously we were backed up, but I thought we did a great job getting the ball down the field and guys making big plays. And then just knowing that we just got to get into field goal range and be across midfield and having all the trust in the world in Harrison to win the game for us. And so we got it down there close, and we felt really good. And obviously sent Harrison out there, and he did a great job making the field goal.
And you targeted the running backs today more than you had in any other game. Was that a conscious effort on your part and the coach's part to get the ball to them, or just kind of game flow?
No, I thought Coach Anarumo did a great job covering some of our deep stuff, especially early in the game. And he has a good feel for what we do, and you have to keep pushing. You can't compound mistakes. And obviously, the first mistake happens, throwing the ball. I felt like Rasheed was open, and I just got the ball tipped and intercepted and hurt us. But I wasn't going to let that affect how I was going to play the game. So I was going to take shots when they were there, and if they're going to cover them up, throw it to guys underneath and let them make plays happen. And I think throwing it, especially early in the game, it got their defense to step up, and then we were able to hit some shots on the field later in the game.
Last two, Vahe and Pete, go ahead, Vahe.
Obviously, you have to take advantage of this, but you alluded to the do-or-die mentality today. How much coming off the field did this sort of reframe how you're looking at everything? Give you fresh life in a certain way?
Yeah, we're still not where we want to be at, but this was big, getting that win against a really good football team, kind of proving it to ourselves that we can play this kind of football game where it's not always pretty. And I think now we just got to build up that momentum. It's going to be a short week. We're playing a good team in the Cowboys, and they can score some points, and they got a lot of great players. And so it's about rebounding fast, trying to be better, even better this next week, going into a big environment, a big game, and trying to get that win. It's going to be a lot of fun going to Dallas and getting to play on Thanksgiving.
You mentioned at the beginning, this is exactly what we needed, I guess, just elaborating on that. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah, we've been in these games. All five of our losses, I felt like these games where there was plays here and there that we didn't make, and we could have won all of them, and we didn't. And until you prove it, you can talk about it all day, but until you prove it, it's not going to happen. And so we were able to prove that we can win the game like this, where it's not always going great, where multiple guys got to step up, and then you can make the big plays in the big moments, and I thought our guys did that. So hopefully we can build off that as we go through the rest of the season.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Chiefs win at 23-20 in overtime. Yeah, let's bring in Stone Cold, the ambassador of Sack Nation. But I want to take you through the toughness that this team had to show. Down 20-9, Kareem fumbles at the 6. You guys go running out there. They never got another first down in this game. Why did you clamp down in this game?
I think it was attention to detail. We knew this game, the importance of this game, what it means for the team and where we want to go moving forward. And for us as defense, no matter what the offense does, it's our job to get the offense the ball back.
What was the difference in this game? They had the one short field touchdown, but you just flat shut them down in the fourth quarter. What, other than the execution, what about the mindset of this team to be able to do that, even when it was kind of difficult throughout the day?
I think everyone has the same mind frame. We all want to be in the playoff. We all know what our record is and the challenges ahead of us. The journey is going. We're going to have a lot of adversity on this journey, but everyone is eager and hungry to make sure we do what we got to do to seed ourselves right.
Jonathan Taylor, only 55 yards. He had 27 of those on one carry. What did you guys do to hold down the best back in this league?
We played together. We played fast. We played physical, and we try to keep it on their side of the line of scrimmage.
And to pressure, especially late, how big was that? Even when they were backed up or in the overtime, they got the ball near midfield.
I think pressure is always good. We thrive on getting pressure affecting the quarterback, and for us, Spags draw up a lot of different schematics for us to get after the quarterback, and we executed today.
And short week. What do you do now to get you've been a veteran in this league all the way back to 2016. How do you handle the short week, and what do you tell everybody else?
Go home and sleep. Go home and sleep, man. We got a short week. Got a nice football team coming up, and you got to get your rest and watch film. Make sure you prepare well and be ready to go Thursday.
And Pat's going back to Dallas. I said, this team is not going to let Pat lose in Dallas. What about just the mentality of going down there to win, basically for Pat?
Well, for Pat and also for what we want to do as a team as a whole, to seed ourselves in the playoff. We got a lot at stake this game coming up and the next few games afterwards. So one game at a time.
A leader and one of the most impactful interior defensive linemen in this league, Chris Jones.
Thank you.
Chiefs win at 23-20 in overtime with a walk-off field goal by Harrison Butker. The job the Chiefs did today on Jonathan Taylor really hasn't been done by many teams really over the past 4 to 5 years on the NFL's best rusher.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable this year. We talked all about it in our pregame show about how he has 891 yards coming into this game after contact. Only James Cook has more total rushing yards coming into this week than he has just after contact. He's been unbelievable, maybe the MVP of the NFL. And the Chiefs shut him down here in this game. He is the engine that makes this offense go. And yeah, early on the Colts, they were getting some big gains, some big plays, but Jonathan Taylor really was never involved. I think he had one big run in this
27
game.
yards, yeah.
Yeah, but
27 of his 55s on one play, man.
So otherwise, he was averaging 2 yards a carry, 3 yards a carry. This is Jonathan Taylor we're talking about. I just can't say enough about the defensive performance by the Chiefs here today. The energy they showed, particularly in the second half, they just weren't going down without a fight. And when you try that, sometimes you win.
And don't overlook Harrison Butker. He nailed all of his field goal attempts and nailed, and had the walk-off. We take him for granted. Most of them were short field goals. Almost all of them are. But still, he was keeping the Chiefs in the game.
Pressure kicks late, like big-time pressure, and he nailed them no problem. But early on, those field goals were important, too, because, yeah, the Chiefs were coming up empty in the red zone. And overall today, one thing they have to clean up is they were 1 for 6 in the red zone. Now, one of those is at the very end of the game. Don't count that. But otherwise, 1 for 5 in the red zone in terms of scoring touchdowns. But when you're doing that, you want to at least get points, right? Think about the end of the first half, how important that was. I know we all want a touchdown. I wanted a touchdown, too. But getting 3 points there was a big deal. And when you win a game in overtime like this, you needed every single one of those points. So a big shout out to Butt here today.
I really wanted a touchdown at the start of the third quarter. Didn't happen, but hey, 23-20 in overtime. But Mahomes, 300 yards passing today.
Yeah.
And again, it was guts. It was tough. This was not an easy day for him, but he had poise down the stretch.
It's the fight that he shows. This is why I think he's the greatest quarterback of all time, because he is never going down without a fight. And if there's a chance, like a 1% chance, the Chiefs can still win the game, maybe even less than a 1% chance, he's going to keep fighting, right? That's why he's our quarterback. That's why we're so proud of him. And in games like this, it doesn't matter what the odds are stacked against him. He's probably going to find a way, and he found a way here today.
You know what was big for Mahomes today?
What?
He has now beaten every team in the regular season.
Let's go!
He had not beaten Indianapolis in the regular season. They beat him in 19, right? 22, the crazy Chris Jones game, and he got his foot hurt against the Colts here in 19. He gets the win. Check that box off. Now, short week. Chiefs are beaten up in this game. We'll monitor the Trey Smith injury, Christian Roland Wallace injury, Noah Gray injury. And there's not the recovery time you normally get. In fact, we're traveling on Wednesday. Basically a walkthrough Tuesday. You don't get a lot of the treatment time you normally get. But I'll get your reaction to that, and I'm going to tell you what, 2 things the Chiefs could carry them through a difficult situation. Your reaction?
Yeah, those short weeks like this one are tough, right? It's really hard, but I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier after a big win like this. We'd have to deal with these injuries in the short week, regardless if we won or lost. It's a lot harder after a tough loss. Winning against this team in a game that felt like a playoff game, in a big game like this, I'll take that short time after this one. I'll be one. I'm going to enjoy it here tonight.
But here's 2 things. One, the adrenaline shot to the heart of this win like this, how they did it. Secondly, Mahomes is going to Dallas to play the Cowboys. All throughout his life, teams from the Metroplex were wanting him to come to town and be on their team, on their traveling team. He stayed with his guys from Tyler, Texas. These guys are still his lifelong friends. They come to games, you see him around, but now they're all going to watch him play in Dallas against the Cowboys. It's a big deal. This whole team will not let Patrick Mahomes down on Thursday.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now let's go win and ruin the Cowboys' Thanksgiving. What do you say?
Let's do it. Chiefs win at 23-20 in overtime with an incredible victory.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.